everybody. Welcome to the Good Doctor's Diagnose for Monday, October 5th. I'm Dr. Kristen, and I want to really briefly talk about a pop culture phenomenon you may or may not be aware of called K-pop, which stands for Korean pop. It is a genre of music that has been kind of taking over the whole world for a little while now. It has certainly been enmeshed in Korean, South Korean, obviously, culture for a long time. But there's a band that you may have heard of called BTS that is making, if you have any interaction with teenage girls, this is certainly something that you may be aware of. BTS is a Korean boy band in particular. They've been around for a while, and they are, while not politically active themselves necessarily, their fans are so rabid, they refer to themselves as an army. And they are so rabid, not just because often young girls love things wholeheartedly and enthusiastically, and it's one of the reasons I love young girls. See NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and New Kids on the Block and the Beatles and forever. But because they have very, very clearly cultivated a relationship with their fans over many years. The internet has allowed them to do this. They are probably the first boy band that rose at this phase of the internet. You can, One Direction is a band that kind of bridged smartphones in a certain way, everybody having access to smartphones. BTS's rise has been entirely in the age of Snapchat and YouTube and TikTok and Vine and all of the other social media platforms that allow bands and brands and acts to be directly in someone's pocket all the time. And the level of intimacy that allows is a different level of intimacy than, for instance, I felt with NSYNC, which I certainly felt that they were all my friends when I was a young girl. And it's a different ballgame now. They release tons of content. Their music videos come with English subtitles so you can understand what they're saying, but there's actually a lot of American BTS fans that say they just really like listening to it in Korean because it's a real bop. Like, the beats are great. They're fun to dance to. It's good, energetic background music. The videos are all clean. They're not over sexualized. You don't have to worry about your kids listening to K-pop. You don't have to worry about any of those kind of things. It's all very optimistic, cute, fun pop music. And made by groups of people. Usually the most powerful K-pop acts are actually groups. One of the biggest female ones right now is called Blackpink, and they just came out with a collaboration with Selena Gomez that'll be probably on your local Hits 1 type station pretty quickly if it's not already climbing the charts there. BTS's first full English language single was called Dynamite, and it came out earlier this year and has already shattered, I think, literally every record possible for single downloads in the United States. My whole point is this. First of all, it's a cultural phenomenon that we should all be aware of. I also love that it's one that's originating from outside the United States because our cultural dominance has been happening for far too long. I want to hear other stories in other cultures, and I'm excited that we're getting that. But the other is this idea of a cultivated relationship with fans. So fandom is something I think about a lot. I participate in, I talk about, I write about, whatever fandom is. You may be in, like Dr. Aaron is, the Pittsburgh Penguin fandom. My brother is in the Philadelphia Eagles fandom. There is fandom for anytime a group of people come together to be enthusiastic about a third party. That's fandom. And we've been very derisive of fandom of things that young teenage girls like for a long time. But for a number of reasons I can get into in another video, if you would like. But one of the things I really love about BTS is that they understood that, and they don't shame it, and they don't judge it, and they aren't trying to break out of that fan circle. This is one of the reasons One Direction was so powerful too. Harry Styles, who is one of the true success acts in terms of commercial success out of One Direction, became very famous and very beloved when he said, I don't understand why everyone is asking us, mean questions about teenage girls. Like, I am so honored that we are loved by teenage girls. Teenage girls love things wholeheartedly, and that's wonderful. And BTS understands the same kind of alchemy. They interact with their fans. They are themselves, but they are also clear to the fans that, like, that self the fans access is a bit manufactured, and the fans all know it. They know that they don't know the true interactions of these people. They know what they're getting is a performance, but they still love it and they feel grateful and they connect to the version of these performers that they put on YouTube and other places. This is a bit of a different interaction than people have had with famous people before. And it's going to shape how a lot of these folks interact with people on the internet from here on out. It's going to shape how they interact with brands. The understanding of authenticity has shifted in a way. You can have performed authenticity that is more blatant than before, things like this. You may not like the music. My husband doesn't care for it, for instance, but he is certainly aware of what BTS is. I listen to Blackpink and I listen to BTS and I listen to a couple others. They're not my 100% jam I listen to all the time, but I read about BTS frequently. I am fascinated by this international fandom and what it looks like. If you're into movies, for instance, and you've not really been following all of the movie production coming out of Nigeria and how it's called Nollywood, do a quick Google and learn about that. We're entering a month-long celebration here at Abbey Research of the cultures of the Indian subcontinent. We'll be sharing some Bollywood content, which we're hoping will expose some folks to a subgenre that sometimes feels a bit impenetrable, but actually isn't. And that's just another example of a lot of non-American, to be completely frank, and non-British, because those are the two, and Canadian, those three are like the ones we consume the most on this continent. Different expressions of cultural joy and cultural community, and I think it's really exciting. So that's my thought for today. We'll see you guys on Wednesday with more Good Doctors Diagnose. Bye.